everyone, welcome back to CollectIconic, where we dive into the world of legendary collectibles. If you're a fan of horror, Stephen King, or just love creepy clowns, then this video is for you. Today, we're taking a look at one of the most iconic and terrifying figures in pop culture history, Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Pennywise isn't just any horror villain, though. He's a character that has haunted audiences for decades, leaving a lasting impact on books, television, and film. From his eerie smile to his bone-chilling presence, Pennywise has become one of the most recognizable and feared horror icons of all time. But instead of just showing you the collectibles, we're diving into the history of Pennywise and It, from the original novel to the terrifying adaptations that have haunted us for decades. So sit back and maybe keep the lights on and let's get into it. It all started in 1986 when horror master Stephen King released his massive novel, It. The story followed a group of kids in the town of Derry, Maine, who discovered that their town was haunted by an ancient, shape-shifting entity that preyed on children's deepest fears. This creature took many forms, but its most terrifying and iconic was Pennywise the Dancing Clown. King's inspiration for It came from multiple sources. He once mentioned that clowns are already naturally creepy, and he wanted to create a monster that could lurk anywhere, in the sewers, under your bed, or in the shadows of a small town. He also drew inspiration from classic monsters like Dracula and the werewolf, creatures that could shapeshift and manipulate fear. First time audiences saw Pennywise on the screen was in the 1990 TV miniseries starring Tim Curry, in the role that would define the character for a generation. Curry's Pennywise was different from later versions. He wasn't just a monster, he was charming, almost playful at times, before suddenly turning horrifying. His performance was what made Pennywise so terrifying. He could be funny one second and absolutely nightmare-inducing the next. The miniseries followed the structure of the book, telling the story of the Losers Club as kids and then as adults when they returned to Derry to face Pennywise again. While it had to tone down a lot of the novel's darker elements due to being made for TV, the sewer scene with Georgie and the infamous "they all float" moment became legendary in horror history. Almost 3 decades later, Pennywise returned to the big screen in 2017's It, Chapter 1, directed by Andy Muschietti and starring Bill Skarsgård as the new face of terror. Unlike Tim Curry's version, Skarsgård's Pennywise leaned fully into being a cosmic nightmare. His drifting eyes, sharp teeth, and eerie voice made him feel more alien, something beyond human comprehension. And with modern special effects, his transformations into the kids' worst fears were even more disturbing. The first film focused entirely on the Losers Club as kids, while It, Chapter 2 in 2019 brought them back as adults for their final battle. While the sequel received mixed reviews, Skarsgård's haunting performance remained a highlight. His version of Pennywise was more than just a scary clown. He was a manifestation of fear itself. The two films became massive box office hits, with It in 2017 becoming the highest-grossing horror film of all time at over $700 million worldwide. So, why does Pennywise still scare us after all these years? Well, clowns have always been unsettling, but Pennywise taps into something deeper, the fear of the unknown. He represents childhood traumas, nightmares, and the idea that fear itself is an entity that never truly goes away. Beyond the films, Pennywise became a pop culture phenomenon, appearing in video games, memes, haunted houses, and of course, collectibles like the ones you're seeing on screen right now. Whether it's Tim Curry's wicked smile or Bill Skarsgård's bone-chilling stare, Pennywise remains one of the most recognizable and terrifying figures in horror history. And that, my friends, is the history of Pennywise and It. I hope you enjoyed this journey into horror history as much as I did. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone watching. Whether you've been collecting horror figures for years or just love diving into horror lore, I truly appreciate you being here. This channel wouldn't be possible without your support, and it does mean a lot. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more iconic collectibles and deep dives into pop culture history. Let me know in the comments, who is your favorite Pennywise? Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, everyone, stay iconic and remember, we all float down here. Oh, and one more thing before we wrap up. I hope you've all noticed this absolutely adorable Pennywise Bishoujo statue with her fluffy bloomers. Who knew Tara could be this cute? She may be all smiles, but don't let that fool you. She's still Pennywise after all. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay iconic.